knows how to do this head roll juji. Okay, she's really got a lot of people with it, because it works. It really, but there's a reason it works. It's not just luck. So let's start it from the beginning, and then we're going to address some questions that John had about how to capture through this conversation here. So be on elbows and knees. So you might have a guy, you might snap him down, you might have thrown him, whatever. He's on elbows and knees. Okay. Let me also point out, guys, that we've got a lot of wrestlers here, and I love the sport of wrestling. But when you go parterre, okay, I'm giving a lot of holes and a lot of gaps, aren't I? Like there's a lot of space here. A guy could really beat the snot out of me and take an arm and make me hurt, okay? And I've got good posture here, and this is holding me up, okay? This is great for wrestling, great for wrestling. We're not wrestling. This is submission grappling, this is sambo, this is jiu-jitsu, this is MMA. We're no longer wrestling, okay? So we're gonna, it is a form of wrestling, don't get me wrong, but it's still, we gotta be able to have this. So here's, and I'm lower, so I've taken away any gaps, my hands are up, and I'm also able to get good, just like you would here, but you're still able to get good movement with the hips and legs. So don't start here. I'm giving my opponent too many things to beat me with, okay? And if you read any of my books and, you know, heard me before, everything is a handle, okay? We were joking about that last night. The guy, Steve, you're going to say everything is a handle? Yeah, I'm going to say that again, yeah. But everything is a handle, so don't give them any more handles than you have to, okay? That's really important. So that being said, Derrick's down, elbows and knees, okay. Derrick got him here somehow, okay? He popped him down, snapped him down, threw him, there he is, okay? Let's work on a very efficient way to roll the guy, and we're going to cover some things that we were discussing earlier in the conversation. So he hops to the side. Now let's look at how he controls, okay? So go ahead and start your move and start your thing. Okay. Do your head roll. Okay. Now, let's look at some things that Derrick's doing here. Okay, he's climbed all over the bottom man, obviously. All right, so what has he done? With his left leg, he's jammed it through here, and he's, with his left foot, he's anchoring the hip and the leg of the bottom man, Aric. See how he's anchoring? That's really important, because that gives him a base to start working. He's got to have it anchored. Now, second thing, he's not quite at an L shape, but he's close, okay? But he's on the top of his head. He's not laying on one side or the other on a shoulder. He has to be posted on, if he's doing that, he's not going to get the arm lock. He's got to be posted on top of his head. So by posting on the very top of his head and anchoring, look at the position he's in now. This is a ride. This is a controlling position, okay? Now, he's initially hooked with his left hand as an initial hook, as an initial trap. Okay, he's doing that on purpose so he can get his base. He may need to base out here, may need to post here, that's fine. But now what he's going to do, and this is what John and I were talking about, he's going to, with his right hand, and the hand closest to the head, he's going to just bam, he's going to hook it hard. He's going to hit it, it's like an uppercut, wham. And as he does that, he's going to drive his knee over the back of the head, and he's going to sit on that hip. He rolls him over. So it's a ballistic, explosive movement. So I anchor, I position myself, I ride. Okay, I'm controlling, bam. Now watch, he hits, and he catches the roll. And if he doesn't roll the guy, he can end up belly down, or hip down, and just do it where you don't roll. Watch this, bam, and you can just finish out, and you get the tap out. That'll happen a lot too. The Sambo Nationals, he had a guy, similar situation last year at the Sambo Nationals. He started this move. The guy we thought he was going to roll, but he didn't. He actually flattened out. He was a good fighter. And what Derrick did was just set through and he finished on the hip. And he couldn't roll. Okay, I'll take your arm the same way. Make you tap out. That's all we want, is to tap out. Like you said, John, I don't necessarily have to roll him. If he's bigger than me, I just want to make him tap out. And that's the point here, okay? But that hitting and roll. Now let's look at the right knee, in this case the right knee, over the opponent's head. Okay, he anchors, he gets all that stuff, cool stuff. Now watch, everybody stand up, watch his right foot and right leg. His right knee and shin is going to go on the back of Aric's head. And see how, look at his foot, see how he's controlling with his foot? He's doing that on purpose because when he sits through, he's going to force the guy's head down and through. Okay? If you hooked under the leg, you could do that and make him roll, but it's a lot harder work. And I'm lazy. I'm going to make it go better for me. I don't want to have to work that hard.
And again, this goes back to practicing the move the correct way, the way that you would have to do it if the guy's like way bigger than you and better than you. Because if he is, then you've got the backup of doing the leg, right? So if I start trying to do it this way and I still can't do it, even though in practice I can do it on 250, 300-pound guys, then I've got the leg to fall back on. Okay, we're talking about like layers of offense here. One layer doesn't work, you peel that back, you go to the next one.
Yeah. Show you. Come on in. Hook, hook. Now look at the foot. Now that action of coming the knee over the back of the head is working in concert with this. When Derrick does it this time, when he traps Aric's arm with that same side he's going to roll him to, be your right side, I guess. All right, his right hip and foot are going to swing through. So he's going to chop and sit. And he sits through on that hip. Do not go flat. Bam. See that? That causes, now look, that arm is out. He's showing off. He's doing it one-handed. But you can, if you can do two-handed. There you go. Oh yeah, fancy stuff. Yeah. All right, but he's hooking. Are we grabbing with our hands? We may, but I have better luck if I hook. Okay? An old catch wrestler, Billy Robinson, said, don't grab with your hands, hook with your arms. Okay? And of course, I knew that from my years of Sambo too, but it's true. Okay? If I just grab and try like this, he may be stronger than me. If I can hook, trapped to the, now I've really got him trapped.
If you start with the hug or the hook, like Coach is saying, you can always fall back on the baseball bat grip, right? You start with the baseball bat grip and it gets too far away from you, you're not going to be able to sit up, grab it, and bring it back again. So again, you got to think of it as like a layer, okay? Yeah. If this fails, you always got your backup, okay?
Good? Want to see it one more time, or are we good? Want to see? One more time. Una más. Grab it. There you go.
Wait, you do it again.
Now there is a variation if you want to grab the leg. In judo, we grab the pants, we call it a leg drag. You can hook as well. Show him that. Watch what he does. Now in this case, he's grabbing. Now look at the left arm. He's grabbing tightly around Aric's leg at the thigh, above the knee, isn't he? Okay? Now he's got him trapped, really trapped. Okay, now as he starts to roll, he rolls him over, and you can look how he finishes. There you go. Sorry. All those are viable. So that's what we call a leg drag, because you're dragging his leg over. Anything to add before we let him go? Do it.
Just like what we were doing before on the bottom, the same principles apply. You're just 180 degrees the other way. You're staying around. You're using your legs to control his head, right? You're keeping the elbow in your chest so that you can lever, all right? So you don't have to think of this as a different move. You just have to think of it as the same move with a few slightly different steps to start out with, because it finishes the same exact way.
Again, we're not doing tricks. It's like you said, it's a good point, man. It's the same move. We just make it work a little bit different. Good? Yeah. All right, let's